Whoa, this is on. Hi kids, it's Dana. It is Sunday, May 6th. Thank you to everybody who has reached out to Chris or myself and just said hi and let us know what's been going on. We've heard so many great stories, gotten so many great virtual hugs, gotten a lot of cat news, and that is ridiculous. I love it. Gotten pictures of people's cats sent to my phone. This should be a service. It's nuts. You guys are nuts, and I love it. It's been extremely heartwarming, actually, on a serious note, to hear from people who have been going through a similar situation, either with family or friends. Some people have reached out to me directly who are going through this, people I don't know, some people I do know. It's been so awesome to hear stories, the good and the bad, and kind of all of that of what people have been going through, because it's nice to know that you're not alone. Of course, any thoughts or love I have teared up at the thought of, and I feel like my Facebook's about to be shut down because I've just kind of been overwhelmed with hearts and stars and cats. I'm tracking everything kind of privately. I do sort of like a little symptom tracker where I'll record myself and here's how I'm feeling today. These videos are sort of an offshoot of that, where I update you guys and let family and friends know this way. And it's okay to ask me in public or on the phone or whatever how I'm doing. It changes from time of day depending on my medication. If I haven't gotten back to you, just know it's not personal. First of all, there's so many of you that wrote, and that's not in like a I'm so popular kind of thing. That's like a I'm overwhelmed and I love you and it's crazy kind of way. Chris and I had our first meeting with a neurologist, Dr. Doug Stewart, on Monday the 30th of April, and it was really, really informative. If you are going to go into any sort of meeting with a specialist or get any diagnosis or information from a doctor, a lot of it is just information. Whatever you can do to record that information, do it. I am having trouble right now sort of remembering a lot at once, so I am fortunate enough to be obsessed with Apple products. I've used this for years to record song ideas or just record things that I want to remember, or record really dumb conversations with friends. Who's to say you can't use it for something useful? Of course, ask anybody before you start recording in case they have any issues with it, but for the most part they're cool because it's a lot of information and you might only be in there for 15 minutes and it's all just being thrown at you. My mom came along and she was sweet enough to write everything down and have her notes too. If you can't afford a phone, a smartphone, there are really, really cheap recorders out there that you can get to record this stuff. So Dr. Stewart was there in the emergency room. I didn't get a chance to meet him the day that I went in on the 26th. And he was the one that prescribed KEPPRA and Leviathan and all the other stuff, the Ondansetron, Zac Efron. He confirmed that this was something in the right frontal lobe medially. We're not exactly sure still what it is. I'm actually reading all this from a note I took on Evernote from transcribing the conversation. It could be a low-grade brain tumor. Gonna use those words. It didn't light up like a normal sort of malignant tumor, so that was really positive and really good. There's a possibility that I might need surgery. There's a possibility I might be going through radiation. Either way, I'm gonna have a great haircut, so that's awesome. It could also just be inflammation and this can go away. I did have a person write to me and say that they were having similar seizures and they had been on medication. They've been cool. They've just been monitoring the spot and it's been good. So that was awesome, really positive feedback. There's a possibility that whatever's in my head has been there for a very long time. I don't know. They grow really slowly. So this could have been something that's been there for a month, 2 months. It could have been there for 10 years and I have no idea. It's about the size of a little pinto bean. I'm not doing good pinto bean hand, but like that. Not a black bean, pinto bean. So definitely that, but not the size of like my head. The part of my brain that it's in, the right frontal lobe, it controls personality, problem solving, attention, and emotion. So, what was I doing? The good news is it's in a part of the brain they can get to. I shouldn't look at notes while I read this because we get really distracted. But we do think that the emotion part of it is possibly linked to what I'm going through. I was given the name of several specialists. I actually have a meeting with a specialist tomorrow, my first neurosurgeon. And I am getting the EEG done, which is where they hook all the electrodes up to your head. I'm not supposed to sleep for more than 4 hours tonight so that I can fall asleep while I'm there. I'm not supposed to have caffeine after midnight. That's going to be hard. The worst part is that I have to shampoo my hair, and I don't know if you noticed, but this is not a natural blonde look. I haven't really been shampooing my hair unless I bleach it or I'm going in for a hair appointment. So that's going to be tough. Also, no product. What's a girl to do? The weird thing is that where my seizures are happening in sort of like the language center typically is not related to this part of the brain where the actual little spot is. Again, we don't know specifically if it is a tumor, if it's inflammation, or if it's a brainworm. It could be what's called, my seizures could be what's called landau-kleffner syndrome. I need to look up the spelling of that. But it's basically like a really localized brief seizure that happens. We're gonna do a section called Symptom Tracker! Boo, boo! So language seizures, I'm having those. They might be Martin Landau seizures. I don't know what those are called. I'm having trouble saying simple once. I realize that with people's names, they are emotionally charged. So sometimes I can remember people's names. Like the first time it happened, it was actually somebody I remembered. I just had trouble getting her name out. I think that there's a link there. I had trouble saying my stepdad's name. So basically I had to say his name and then just, or try to say his name and then just go, hey, what's going on? So if I do that to you, it's just because I can't say your name. And I'm really trying because I want to beat this. When there's something I really want, it's become an issue. We went to the Inman Park Festival last week, and I mean, that place is the zoo. If you're gonna go to a festival, go to the Art BQ, that's fun. But there is a salted caramel King of Pops popsicle I so wanted. And I was looking at the board and I could see the flavors written on chalk, salted caramel. And I was trying to tell Chris that's what I wanted. So I was like, I want salted caramel. And then I was able to do it. So it takes a minute, but sometimes it's really specific wants or names. Sometimes it's just like when I have to talk about this stuff and when I have to say what problems are going on in my head. If there is the word problem sometimes is a problem because I have to think about the fact that it's scary. The upside is I can have kind of complex conversations with people. So I can like talk about toxoplasmosis, or I had to totally bust open a can of logic on this person that said that we didn't reserve the media room for my friend's baby shower today when we actually have. Yes, I'm planning a baby shower in the middle of all this. We started the planning 2 months ago. I'm not going to change that now. I have enough support to where it's going to be okay, and basically all I have to do is sit back and go, there's the margaritas. So that's going to be cool. I have a lot of confusion issues. My attention span stinks right now. I can't really multitask. So if you're talking to me on like instant messenger, that's all I have to be doing. And I might have to go away from it because I have other stuff I need to do. So that's what's happening. Everything's really intense. I feel like I'm tasting colors. Food tastes amazing. Hey, music is really overwhelming and awesome, and I get really sucked in. There's definitely like a volume level that's a little bit too much, but cool. We've been listening to records on slow speed. Light, I have a lot of light sensitivity. Reading is actually kind of difficult at points because of light sensitivity and because of my confusion. So it was nice to hear from everybody, but I've been having trouble reading the notes. I try to get back to people when I can, when I'm kind of with it enough. So that's really good. All right, guys, now it's time for the side FX beat. Side FX! Meow, 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 pew, pew, pew! Meow, 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 pew, pew, pew! I'm Jello. Wow, 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 wow. I sort of dedicated that of Montreal dance to the fact that I'm on KEPPRA, which a lot of people who are epileptic or going through seizures are on, and I've been reading a lot about it because I'm having a lot of the similar symptoms. Everything's kind of dual-edged. My seizures have really calmed down, which is great. I can talk to people one-to-one more. So Leviathan, woohoo, calms the seizures, but it sort of transforms into mist and like makes this huge tidal wave and wrecks the boat a little bit. I've read all these different posts and watched a couple videos of people talking about what's called KEPPRA rage. Rage. People were saying that their kids, much like me, I'm having a lot of trouble sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I had to finally get some sleeping medication. But they're saying that their kids will basically like wake up in the middle of the night and then come in the room and like rage and bug them. So it's so nuts to think about. I haven't really had the rage aspect of it. I've just had the like, I'm exhausted, I'm not sleeping, help me out, insomniac vibes from it. It's kind of methy, so those of you watching Breaking Bad know what I'm talking about. I'm having a lot of sensitivity to hot and cold. I'm not eating. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. But luckily Chris and I have a juicer and we've been juicing a lot. I can have ice cream, preferably made out of coconut milk because that stuff is so good. Everything tastes amazing, I just can't eat it. Or I'll try, sometimes I can get it down depending on when I take my KEPPRA. Leviathan. Wow. Time for Backwatch 2012. I had back problems about 2 months ago, possibly from wearing those Skechers like shape up butt toning shoes that have like all the cushion in them when we were in Orlando going to theme parks. Whoops. Don't wear those. Do not ever wear those. Don't wear them for several hours a day. You will mess up your back and you'll be like me and you'll be laid out on a floor trying to watch Game of Thrones and icing your back and then having to look up and then your cat gets on it. You'll have to stay out of work for a week. You have to be a dork and build a standing desk. It's okay, I love my standing desk. Don't do it. The good news is my back's fine. I love dancing and I hadn't really had a chance to dance. So that video is sort of a celebration of like, my back's healed, yay, yay, yay. But I'm also on this chemical that is making me possibly sicker because I can't sleep. Gotta go back in time. People are gonna show you love if you're going through this kind of thing. If you reach out, they'll show their love in different ways. Some people might be too scared because they don't know what to say. And it's okay sometimes just to send in, hi, thinking about you, great. It's okay to just like a video or a status or just say hello. It's okay. It's also hard to teach yourself to receive love correctly. My father was really sick. Doing this again. My father was really sick in 1996, and he passed away from cancer and from misdiagnosis and then cancer. But I had to sort of learn how to let people show me love. And it was weird to hear girls that had made fun of me constantly in school reach out to me and tell me that it was going to be okay and that they were sorry. And I, to this day, still have a hard time with people saying it's okay. But they're right, you keep going on and you keep living. I also have a hard time with people telling me there's time. Because that was told to me and that wasn't true with my dad. So, just be persistent and thank you to everybody who's reached out. You're gonna get notes from people who are maybe of a different religion than you celebrate, and just know that that's their way of showing love, and it's helpful and it's good. This is so long.